Is Proximus Caesar a descendant of Koba? One of the most dangerous characters in the Planet of the Apes universe is Koba, a primate who went from being one of Caesar's greatest allies to becoming his enemy. But what would you think if I told you that the next villain of the Planet of the Apes universe could be his descendant? In this video, we will be analyzing the theory that Proximus Caesar is really the next Koba. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. To understand how Proximus Caesar could be one of Koba's descendants, we must start at the beginning of his story. Part of Koba's original story can be found in the book Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Firestorm. This reveals part of Koba's origin story, which is much sadder than Caesar's, and may explain why Proximus Caesar's ideology is anti-human. Koba's story begins in a research building, where they had different apes for experimentation. In this place, Koba was together with his mother, the human in charge of Koba, his mother named Mary, and his assistant Quo. From an early age, Koba showed impressive intelligence, quickly learned to speak with signs, and considered the rest of the apes in the facility to be inferior to him. Koba thought he was more human than ape. He used to repeat that the other apes were big black caterpillars, and he was something closer to a human. However, Mary's assistant was replaced by a man named Roger. He was an alcoholic and abuser who took out all his frustrations on Koba. Seeing this, his mother intervened to help her young son, attacking Roger. Roger then beat Koba's mother, leaving her lifeless on the spot. This event would greatly mark Koba's life, who went from being a beloved and intelligent bonobo to becoming an ape who suffered mistreatment and was misunderstood by his own kind, something similar to what happened to Caesar. Due to the death of Koba's mother, the establishment where Koba was closed, and Koba was sold to a television channel, where he was mistreated and used to do tricks as if he were a circus animal. Here begins a dark period in Koba's life, where he would transform from an intelligent and friendly ape into a sociopath who only sought revenge against humans. Koba's handler during his time as a TV ape was Tommy, an abusive animal keeper who Koba finally confronted one day. But Tommy attacked Koba with a whip, causing the marks he bears on his face and causing him to lose vision in his left eye. After the cancellation of the program where Koba performed tricks, he was sent to a laboratory where he would be a subject of study. At this place, Koba began to be the victim of experiments every day. He underwent multiple operations, and Koba was constantly in pain. Here comes perhaps the saddest part of Koba's story. He would try to talk to the humans, using the sign language Mary had taught him as a child, repeating that he was not a big black caterpillar. He considered himself human, but the scientists ignored him and continued their experiments. This means that up to that point in his life, Koba still thought he was a human, but for some reason, he was being mistreated. The continuous experiments and the memory of the continuous mistreatment gradually drove Koba mad. All his love or hope was transformed into a deep hatred for everyone. Later, one of the scientists realizes that Koba is smarter than the others, and he is assigned to a special project to increase the cognitive abilities of the apes. The rest is history. Koba is subjected to more experiments. Later, the protagonist of the trilogy enters and frees all the apes, and it is while living in freedom that Koba discovers the terrible secret of his existence. Koba begins to have memories of what happened to his mother and begins to understand that she was killed by Roger. Maurice explains to Koba that those big black caterpillars were other apes who were of his own species. Koba was never human. At this revelation, what little sanity Koba had left disappeared and was replaced by a deep hatred for humans. It is for this reason that he never accepted Caesar's empathy for humans, and this leads to an argument between Koba and Caesar. as Koba thought that humans should be eliminated and not allowed to increase their power. Koba knew all the bad things about humans, but Caesar still had hope. It is for this reason that the two become enemies. Koba did not see any good qualities in humans and saw Caesar as a weak leader. Later, Caesar wins the battle against Koba, and Koba asks him for help, citing an ape law that says, "Ape does not kill ape." But Caesar replies that he is not an ape, perhaps remembering the story Koba told him about the big black caterpillars. However, Koba's sad story would be a tale to be forgotten, one more ape who suffered and was mistreated by humans. But with the trailer of the next film of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Koba's ideology seems to be more present than ever. Proximus Caesar, like Koba, is an evolved bonobo who deeply hates humanity. He believes that he should seek technology to improve the ape species on the planet and thinks that humans should be persecuted. Koba's philosophy seems to be present in the actions of Proximus Caesar, and being of the same ape type, many have theorized that this may not be Caesar's descendant, but a descendant of Koba, and may hold the same ideas as his ancestor. Just as Caesar's story has been passed down from generation to generation, it is possible that Koba's story against humans and how he was mistreated has also been passed down from generation to generation. According to the director of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Proximus Caesar has distorted Caesar's teachings and has taken on the role of leader, lying about what the laws of the past were. It is possible that Proximus is mixing the history of Caesar and Koba to convince the apes that humans are dangerous and that they must seek technology to defeat them. Koba's story is very sad, and it is possible that Proximus Caesar too has experienced mistreatment by humans. Or perhaps, the history of Proximus's tribe remembers what Koba experienced, and they do not wish to go through the same thing. The idea that Proximus Caesar is a descendant of Koba would be interesting, and I would like to see it expanded upon in the story. This means that the villain in the new movie would not really be Proximus Caesar, it would be Proximus Koba. But tell me, what do you think about all this? Will Proximus Caesar be a descendant of Koba? Will this be the reason why he appears to have hatred for humans? Do you think Koba's stories have held up over time? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on the Oasis Geek.